Okay, so let's take a look at today's lesson. Here in your Khan Academy lesson, they've given you three problems with triangle lengths, and they're asking you, will those lengths make a right triangle? And that's what we're trying to figure out. So let's build one of these triangles and take a look at what does this really mean. So remember, we're using Pythagorean theorem, and it only works if I have a right triangle. So basically what we're going to do is look, does the Pythagorean theorem work? And if it doesn't work, then that's how I know I do not have a right triangle. So that first triangle that they gave us, you've got these three sides that they gave us, just random sides, and I'm going to put these together, and this is what they're asking. Like, if I place these together, will I get a right triangle? And I can see if I put this up here, like, no, that doesn't make a right triangle. And that means that on this problem, see, that would be a right angle, but it's not. That means Pythagorean theorem won't work on this triangle, and that's how I'll know without actually having made it. As opposed to one that looks like this, and we can see, yeah, it actually is a right triangle, and it will work. So how do we do this without actually drawing it or putting these dimensions together? So let's go ahead and take a look. Let's get back to my screen. And let's look at this first problem. It says the side lengths are 5 and 12 and 13, and I've gone ahead and drawn some sticks really quick. 5, and that one's 12, and over here this one's 13. And the way the Pythagorean theorem works is if I take a square made up by that side length, and I do it to the other one as well, and I make a square, and I add up these two areas, if it works, it'll be the same as that third side. So all you have to do here is pull out some simple math. That side length, first one is 5, and so the area of that one is 25. 5 times 5 is 25. And then the next one is 12 units long, and so its area, 12 times 12, is 144. And so now I'm just going to look, do these two areas add up to the area of this one? And they gave us this one as well, so I'm just going to drop it down here. This is what the math that you're doing is this side length was 13, so 13 times 13 is 169. Does 25 plus 144 equal 169? If it does, and Pythagorean theorem works, then we know with certainty that if I put these lengths together in a triangle, it absolutely will look like a right angle. And so, yeah, it equals 169. And so the answer is yes. This is a right triangle. And I know because the two areas add up to the larger one. So let's take a look at these others, and we won't do quite as much work. Let me throw this stuff off to the side here and show you how you can do this rather quickly. So we've got the first side length of the triangle is 4. So to get an area, I go 4 times 4 is 16. The other one's also 4, so 4 times 4 is 16 again. And I'm asking, does that 16 plus 16 add up to the third one? And the area of that third side, 8 times 8 is 64. And so again, I'm asking, does this 16 plus this 16 equal that 64? And I got 16 plus 16 equals 32. So in fact, no. That 32 does not equal to 64. Nope. This does not make a right triangle. We'll try this next one. So look at here. These are the three side lengths. And that first one. So how do you find your area again? I'm just going to take 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. That's how I find the area of that square. The next side length is 3. And so I'm going to do 3 times 3. I've got the area of the square made up by the side, the 4 and the 9, and those add together For the area made by a 4, let's check. 4 times 4 is 16. So do these numbers, 4 and 9, add up to 16? Does 4 plus 9 equal 16? And no, 4 plus 9 is 13. See, if Pythagorean theorem worked, that would be a 16. We'd have 16 on both of those. And so again, this third one, nope, Pythagorean theorem does not work. No, this will not make a right triangle if I were to build it and put it together. And that's pretty much it. This is all the work you have to show if you want to figure this out. So have fun with this. I think there's only 3 problems. I think you should do pretty good on this one.